Hey guys, I haven't done one of these in a while, and I just want to give a little backstory first. There's Justin right there. This episode is different, and what I mean by that is it's really, really negative. And I really wanted to give a warning, because if you're not, I don't want to say into negativity, because I don't think anybody should be into negativity, but if negativity like really, really turns you off, this is just, it's not the episode for you. And
we back.
Oh God. I would definitely say that me and Justin are not negative fans. We really do our best to see both sides, but we're also not going to hide how we feel.
We love deeply. We love Star Wars deeply, and this, when you love something deeply and it upsets you, you have a deep emotion about it.
Yeah, you have a reaction. So this next episode, we talk kind of about Bad Batch as a whole, and it was really a knee-jerk reaction, and we will revisit it at some point. But we do pretty much talk very negatively about the last episode, the episode before last, and then we give an overall season rating. I just wanted to let you know that before you get into it. I hope that you
buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up. I hope that you still really listen to this episode and try to take what we're saying from the point of we really do care, and we don't feel like we're owed anything, but once again, we're just not going to ever hide our feelings. We don't want to fake positivity for anybody, because that's not real. And I don't think people go to podcasts to not be real. We're not YouTubers. We're not vloggers. Like, everything is very raw and real, and this episode was very much like that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that before you listened to it. Anything else?
I mean, it really depends on your understanding of the word, of the definition of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
Greetings, CT-9904. You survived the aerial bombardment, but are now moments away from drowning.
Get this off of me!
I wish the show would just drown.
You know, I actually felt like I was drowning watching this entire episode.
It was not a good Friday. This is not the Friday we were looking for.
Guys,
move along.
I'm going to get this out of the way real quick. First of all, thank you for clicking on this video, listening to us in any way, shape, or form. If you do not like negativity, I'm going to warn you right now. This is not going to be a fun, positive episode. Me and Justin are going to be severely critical and very, very negative about this episode and probably other things.
Well, you know what I did like about the episode?
It ended.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. See, right there. And I know that might not be great to hear. I think me and Justin, for the most part, are positive, or at least we'll talk about the good and the bad.
Yeah, normally there's something salvageable that, like, we might not have liked something as a whole, but there's some positive points, and we can have a good outlook as, like, what it could mean for the future. But this is it's kind of a different story.
Yeah, we're going to get into it. So we are going to be talking about, spoiler warning for Bad Batch. I guess I should have said that first.
Season as a whole.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the season as a whole.
Finale, everything, just this whole
everything
mess of a hot garbage show.
we're going to be talking about all of it, particularly this episode, and then of course everything as a whole. Guys, what?
How it's worthless to the Star Wars canon universe.
Listen,
burn it with fire.
Burn it. Yeah.
Welcome to konkonscantina. Grab a drink, sit back, and relax.
I don't really know how we're gonna relax. This isn't gonna be a relaxing episode. There's no sitting back, no relaxing.
Let me you keep talking. I'm gonna fix your camera. I'm already over it. I don't know what the camera's doing over there.
Well, let's hit our number one thing that we got going is our shirts are still available.
Yes.
Only a few left, as we mentioned last week, in the Rec shirt, which is definitely our most popular shirt. Good Soldiers Follow Orders, custom art, drawn by Connor himself, actually, on that shirt.
Yours truly.
And we also have more of the Cantina shirts, which is our cheap price point shirt that's just for people who listen to the show, that want to support the show. get at us directly for the best deal on the shirts. We're going to be running a sale soon, especially for our Patreon members who already get their discount, but we're giving them a bigger discount. We're going to be posting them on Facebook, Instagram, Discord. When do you think we're going to start running it? Probably next week.
Yeah, we need to start it.
Next week we'll probably start running it. So look for that on the horizon, as well as we'll give you a heads up now. We're going to be having September 25th a show that will be at one of Connor's favorite breweries.
Yes. My watering hole.
Yes, his local favorite place, Ocoee, Toll Road Brewing.
Yes, super
excited.
excited.
Mike's Special, which he's had at least 3 or 4 times on the show. Dude,
it's a staple in my fridge. I'm actually out of it right now. I need to go get more, but yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, Toll Road is going to be hosting us. Did they say how many people? It's me and you and who? Did they say yet?
They don't know exactly yet because it is their brew day.
Yeah.
So they know that they're going to be busy. I'm sure there's going to be somebody. We might get a couple multiple guests, but they will be actively brewing while we're having the episode, so that could actually tend to be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Amanda, for having us there.
Oh, you reached out to her on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's manager now, so she got promoted. So Amanda is one of the bartenders there, now one of the managers, so she's always super nice to me. I'm one of the regulars, I don't like to flex too much, but come on. Guys, this week.
This is it. The culmination of 16 weeks.
Yeah.
16 weeks of waking up every Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes excited, sometimes not excited.
Yep.
Not excited after this morning. Or this afternoon, I guess I should say. Wow. So, it's called Camino Lost.
Things were lost. My time. My patience. I want to give a little story. Even though I've come around to The Last Jedi,
mm-hmm.
it's multiple forms of grief, and one of those stages is acceptance. And I'm sure at one point I'll accept the Bad Batch too. When The Last Jedi came out, I didn't like it so much, and I gave it multiple tries. I saw the movie multiple times in theaters. I just did not like it. It frustrated me so much, and say what you will, oh, it's just a movie, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I had to take a year off of Star Wars. Like, I stood back and took a hiatus from the IP itself. I watched no YouTube. I listened to no books. I did not watch fan films. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't buy...
No collectibles.
No, of course not, because
books.
I wasn't buying Black Series because it was all Last Jedi crap. I wasn't buying it. Got into other fandoms, and then Rise of Skywalker came, and then of course I came back, which real glad I came back for that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for The Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian's the shining star right now. In the last few years. Post Rebels, I would say since Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels.
Mandalorian is
really
the
good.
first.
Yeah,
just great content.
And it's all a matter of opinion, of course. But have not cared for the High Republic books. Most people have been saying only book 3 is really.
So, on a positive note,
mm-hmm.
book 1 did not like.
Mm-hmm.
Book 2, first half of the book, very slow, was not liking it.
Mm-hmm.
Second half of the book, I really started to enjoy it, and I'm like an hour and a half, 2 hours probably into the third book, and it's good. I think it's suffering from setting the scene over way too long of a time, trying to build like these characters and the scene
over 3 books.
Yeah, and I think that is what its downfall is. But I think we're getting to a good point, at least in those books, where it's going to slowly get better, hopefully.
My point is
I was trying to give one positive thing.
It's going to be difficult. The point that I was trying to make is I was very, very upset by these last 2 episodes. It truly made me feel like I had wasted my time. I don't like my time being wasted.
Mm-hmm.
I even told you, you know what?
I agree with that
Hang
statement
on.
perfectly.
We're going to go into the Cantina because I already need a minute.
Do something good before.
Yeah, I already needed a minute.
Let one of the last living colognes serve us our drinks.
What are you having?
Yeah, they're all dead. On Camino now.
But remember, no droids.
Justin, I'm flipping it over to you. This was your idea, and it was a great idea. Tell the people.
It's balls hot outside, but
Yeah, it is.
for some reason the beer industry is already fully stocked with fall beers, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, fall beers for sure.
So what I did today on the way over here, I grabbed 3 different Oktoberfests.
Uh-huh.
We are going to be starting with my personal all-time favorite Oktoberfest. It's the Spaten Oktoberfest.
I'm so excited because it's like, hey, how's your day? Oh, I watched season finale or series finale of my show, and I had to get wasted after. So, yeah.
It's a Marzen. It's a traditional German Oktoberfest. It is my favorite. Whenever we have a very famous German place in Sanford that the band that plays there is the Epcot Germany band. Like everything
in
is
Sanford?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, everything there.
They're double dipping.
Everything there is like it's known for a lot of it's known. I don't know if I would say full nationwide, but it is known like where people come. I got
to give it another try. I mean, it is good. It is good.
And this is my go-to beer when I go there. They have a lot of great beers, but I love this beer. You can drink it without it being too rich. You can drink it without having enough where it fills you up and you don't want to eat your food. Whenever we go there, this is the beer that I pick. Well, I guess this was pre-COVID. I don't know if we can still do Das Boot. But
yeah.
This is what I would put in our big 2-liter boot, and we would share at the table because everybody likes it. So
Yeah.
The other 2 beers I got are Oktoberfests as well, but they are kind of American Oktoberfests, and we're going to kind of just try these side by side. So me and Connor are both drinking the Spaten first. Then we have a Yingling Oktoberfest, which is kind of, I'm guessing, going to be the bottom tier.
This is really, really good. It almost has a Heffenweizen taste on the back end. It's kind of got like that, it's like copper, but it's like a mellow copper taste on the back end. I really like it. I mean, it's really good. I mean, I could, like you said, I could drink a lot of these without feeling bloated or I drank too much. Yeah,
and they're fine if they aren't ice cold.
Yeah,
like a lot of these are meant to be drank at the cellar temperature because that's where they stored their beer.
What is cellar temperature?
It's like 60 something degrees.
We're professionals. We know.
I know
we have cellars. Yeah, come on. This is really good. I'm already almost gone through mine.
Yeah, this is my baby.
Yeah, bro, catch up, man. Come on. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. This is really, really good. The drinkability and the taste is what is shooting it up for me. I don't know what the price point is.
These were all not too far off from each other, surprisingly.
Okay.
Each 6-pack that I got was between $8.99 to $12.99 at the highest, and this is obviously the imported's the highest. But they're all, call it a $10 6-pack plus or minus a couple dollars. And the third one I should also say is Sam Adams Oktoberfest. 2 American kind of takes at an Oktoberfest beer, and then 1 legit good one.
What's the blue can with the pink elephant?
Delirium.
That reminds me of Delirium a little bit.
It's a different kind of beer, but it's a lot of the imported German stuff.
I guess
have similarities just because
the
of
smoothness and something. It's really good. 8 out of 10 for me. 8.
I give this. For me, this is a 10 out of 10.
There you go.
We'll
meet at a 9.
There's no day that if I'm in downtown Sanford and I'm going to the German restaurant that I'm not ordering this beer.
Yeah, it's really
never
good.
not going to be ordered.
Hey Justin, how about that season finale of Bad Batch?
Don't spoil my beer where I'm drinking it.
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot.
Oh man.
Talk
about one of the most inconsistent IPs shows that I have ever experienced. From the first episode, the amazingness,
yes,
to the second episode, we're okay, it's not as good as the first one. To then
the third one,
and then it would spike back up. We start getting Fennec and we start getting Cad Bane, and we're hype again. And okay, okay. There's some couple filler episodes, and then it just goes right back down.
If you had to give, I have. So here's my out of 10 rating, and like you said, very inconsistent. And I think a lot of this comes from we thought we were getting a 1-season show. So I am tempering my expectations a little bit. I don't want to take the words out of your mouth, but you were I don't want a second season.
Yeah, spend that money on something else.
And at this point, I don't want a second season either. This is a 4 out of 10 for me. All the episodes put together. What could have made it better? Maybe some more wrecks. Maybe, I don't know, a plot.
Yeah.
Like
there was
a
no
plot.
There was no arcing story over. They didn't accomplish anything. They didn't even their own plot of the Empire pursuing Omega because she had the pure genetic material for the clones. That completely just was dropped and never brought up again, to the point that the Empire wasn't even searching for her and they never addressed why it is switched.
Well, so we're talking about the show overall. This episode, this is what killed it for me this episode. This episode was the last episode all over again. Why it was
preview, like part 1.
Literally.
Yeah.
Why it was 2 parts is beyond me.
What you said about...
Oh, yeah. So,
give that...
If you're listening to this with spoilers for whatever reason and you haven't watched the episode, so that you can really get a full grasp, because if you think I'm full of crap and what I'm saying is completely off, I'm a bad fan, I'm too negative, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Even if you've seen this episode, you can still do this. Start the episode, watch the first 3 minutes. Then from the 3-minute mark, fast forward all the way to the 25-minute mark. Hit play. Watch the end of the episode. Tell me then what you missed. Spoiler alert, you missed nothing.
No.
You literally missed nothing. Like what you said, which this absolutely killed me because it was hilarious. It was 20 minutes of them running through a tube.
Yeah. Some kind of just like half-destroyed building, tube, hallway, room. That's all they did, is run through things trying to escape.
I watched The Bad Batch and smug, no one really likes him anymore, Crosshair, run around an underwater city. I watched people I don't care about go around Atlantis with flashlights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was really, really weird.
Nothing that happened mattered.
No, and I will be this critical. I will be this over the top with my descriptions. I'm sorry. It was bad. It was bad. Like, Bad Batch.
I see what they did.
Yeah,
there.
no pun intended. I don't get it, and I don't see how a second season or a third season or a fourth. Nothing's gonna make me get it. This season as a whole for me has completely detached everything emotional for me for all these characters.
There's no, like, the biggest problem, like, even like just on a finale on its own, like just a season finale, because it's not a series finale. We did get season 2 announced.
Yes.
There is no resolution of anything that happened in the first season. Nothing is resolved. There's no story completion. And there's also no cliffhanger of, oh my God, how are they going to find this, hide from this, capture this, save this? There's nothing. It's just, all right, see you guys.
What happens? They somehow figure out that Crosshair doesn't die, and Crosshair goes, "Hey, by the way, Bad Batch is still alive."
Mm-hmm.
Empire, I would assume, thinks they're completely dead.
He's already turned on the Empire. They know that he killed his squad because the one girl radioed.
Lost control of the situation. Yeah.
So it's not like he can go back to them.
I don't know. I had a pretty good rant.
This beer does make you burp a lot.
Yeah, it does. I had a pretty good rant on the phone with you earlier, and I can't relive that rant right now. I was in the moment, and I wish it was recorded.
You would have thought that, like, your wife just cheated on you and you found the proof of how angry you were. Dude, to the point that Liz could hear you on the phone through the hallway through 2 shut doors. He's like, what is going on?
Did you have me on speakerphone?
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, I was livid. I mean, I really am upset. Hey, if you think it's good, good for you, and I genuinely mean that sincerely. Like, good for you. I'm very happy that you found enjoyment in it. I would love to talk
to somebody who genuinely liked it.
And I, what's the Change My Mind guy's name? Why can't I think of it?
What?
The Change My Mind guy.
The guy that's sitting at the table?
Yes.
I don't know I didn't know he had a name.
Oh, yeah. I would love to just sit down and be like, Bad Batch was horrible. Change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that confident that no matter what headcanon you have, no matter what storyline you think they're going with.
It had good moments, but it was a bad show as a whole so far.
This is something that me and you talked about too. And once again, we warned you about the negativity. So here's more negativity. I do not care about a season 2. I do not care about a season 3. I do not care about a season 4.
I did not get attached to Omega. I did not get attached. I mean, I got attached to Wrecker.
Yeah.
I liked Tech and Hunter.
Yeah.
We already liked Fives. I mean, we're gonna like him. Echo. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong Domino Squad. But anyway, none of those people though are like, I have to know what happens to them. Like you like them, but you don't have a connection. Like where you have to know, like, what are they gonna do? Partly because there's nothing that happened in the entire season. All they did was jobs for somebody else that didn't matter.
Yeah.
Half of them. Yeah.
Sid, the Trandoshan from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Like, and you did make a point. You were like, oh, it was a kid's show. We have to remember that. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Rebels was amazing. So it is definitely doable.
The first season of Rebels was not the best season. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be...
And season 2 is amazing.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
That's at least the hope.
Yeah, that's at least.
But it hasn't worked out. Like right now, this is going the way of Resistance. Like where I'm like,
I'm not watching.
I don't even know what season they're on because I don't give a crap about anything happening in that show.
Yeah, and it's sad too because do you feel like you look at Clone Wars with rose tinted glasses though? Because I like moments of Clone Wars. I do not like Clone Wars as a whole.
Clone Wars, the way they told the story and the weird we're going to do it again.
Well, you opened up the second one, so it's really good when we have to do
I know, we're already into our second beer in like minutes.
Welcome to Cantina. What are you having? But remember, no droids.
All right, so we have switched to the Yingling Oktoberfest.
So before we try anything, I'm expecting this to be my least favorite. I've never tried Yingling's Oktoberfest, but I would imagine it's not going to be the best. Color-wise, it's very similar in color.
It's actually, I don't think it's that bad at all.
This was the cheapest. This was, I think it was $8.99, $7.99, $8.99.
This tastes like warm Yingling. It doesn't even taste like an Oktoberfest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It like doesn't even have it tastes too Yingling-y.
It's darker in color than regular Yingling. It looks on par with like a Marzen, like the actual spot in Oktoberfest is. But like you said, I taste Yingling.
Yeah, that's all I taste.
Maybe a little bit more richness, a little bit more flavor than a Yingling. It's not bad, especially if you like. Not bad. If you like Yingling,
you're gonna love
like
this. Yeah,
like James, we should get James a keg of this.
Yeah,
this would be
I bet
awesome
this would
on
be
a keg.
Expensive. Yeah, and that's another thing too that gets hard too is splitting like it's a bottle and I bet this tastes completely different on draft. It might be more open on draft and you get more of the flavor.
I give this a 7.
I go lower. I say a 5.
Like it's not bad. It tastes like Yingling with a little bit.
Split the difference at a 6.
Yeah, I call it. I'm good with a 6 on this one.
Yeah, 6.
Burping crazy. Now
burping crazy. Yeah, burping crazy. So same thing. So Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
So what you were saying is having more seasons. Same thing with Clone Wars. Like
okay. So this is what I was gonna say. Is it was very disjointed in its timeline. First of all, which was a weird choice. Yeah. Like nothing went chronologically.
You mean Clone Wars itself?
Clone Wars. Yeah. The cartoon.
Yeah.
Not the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway. And there was a lot of filler episodes similar to Bad Batch, to where I feel like Bad Batch is just season 8 of Clone Wars, kind of.
Yeah.
Especially the way season 7 ended. Mm-hmm. It is more focused on them, but it feels like a continuation of that same show. In the same way that there's no, like, if something ends on one week, that doesn't mean we're going to follow it up the next week. Like, we get episodes of Bad Batch where they're halfway through a mission at the opening sequence that they didn't give you any information on. It's not even talked about. It's a lot of just like they're doing a whole bunch of boring crap, and they don't even feel like telling the story about it.
This could end up being a knee-jerk reaction from you and me. because the more that I'm thinking about like listening to your comparison,
are we going to look back at it and remember the good episodes and that's it?
It depends on how much Bad Batch we're getting. We were pitched this show, and it's like we're getting one season. If they would have been like, this is going to be a multi-season thing, it makes me wonder, like, this is what I said in the last episode, and I'm going to say it again. This is what I said to you repeatedly. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why I feel that Star Wars is not getting the same treatment as Marvel.
Yes.
And they're owned by the same company. And what I mean by that is the Disney Investor Day, which we have 2 episodes on. Go watch them. I think they're pretty good. Kevin Feige goes up and says, this is what we're getting.
Wait, no.
Yeah, Kevin Feige.
Disney Investor Day, Kevin Feige.
Yeah, he gets, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Star Wars specifically. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Disney Investor Day, Kevin Feige gets up, and for the Disney Investor Day, he says, this is what we're getting. Bing, bang, and boom. This is how they connect. Bip, bop, boop.
Yeah, here's a full decade timeline.
Here's a spreadsheet of everything you're getting and how it all connects. And then we get Kathleen Kennedy.
We kind of got this stuff.
Obi-Wan, Hayden's coming back.
Everything's to be determined. No
everything.
Timeline.
We don't know the eras that these shows are going to be. Well, okay, Alkalite is before. We have vague information at best. Why do I know exactly where the MCU is going, and why don't I know anything about Taika Waititi's movie? Mm-hmm. Why don't I know what is it about, or if Rian Johnson is getting his trilogy? Why don't I know anything more than the Alkalite other than it's a female lead? But I can tell you that Ant-Man and Wasp has King the Conqueror and where that's going. And now because of the multiverse that was established in Loki, we have all the what if stuff being, quote, canon in the MCU. Mm-hmm. Like, I can give you so much more information, but yet Star Wars were being kept in the dark. Now, that's a fan-to-fan basis because I enjoy spoilers. I like knowing where it's going because that helps me temper my expectations. And that's a me problem. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But I need more information. Like, why is there so much money wrapped up in Star Wars and everything is like when's Mandalorian season 3, Justin?
Yeah.
When?
Their biggest.
When is it? When are we actually getting Kenobi?
That is the biggest weird
question mark for me. When are we actually getting the Alkalite?
The Kenobi thing is the weirdest thing for me because
when are we actually getting the Ahsoka show?
Yeah. And now, did you see there's something about them trying to cast a Sabine for that show?
Dude,
and
we've
I'm like,
heard this so many times,
I don't
man.
need to, like, give me some information of something that's happening, not a rumor of a character you're trying to cast.
Lucasfilm has really, really and truly needs a community manager. They really, really need a community manager. They need a community manager to rein in a lot of the crap that's been going on, especially in the fandom politically when we were having all the Cara Dune crap. You know, we were having left-wing versus right-wing stuff all in Star Wars.
Rosario Dawson.
We have all this transphobic talk. Like, there needs to be a face of Lucasfilm who is giving the fans, or they don't have to referee, But we I think that we need a community manager because, like, I don't know. What am I even saying right now? Like,
well, I think it stems from the disappointment of how Bad Batch is because we were looking at it as this is going to be our filler of new Star Wars content until we get the next big live action show.
Yeah.
Or big movie. This is all we had.
I remember my point. Continue.
Oh, then just go back to your point.
My point is in television now, I think that the landscape has changed and Star Wars just didn't adapt to it with Bad Batch. And what I mean by
television specifically.
Television specifically. Okay. Or streaming services, anything that is a multi-series.
Not a theatrical release.
Not a theatrical release. Dexter, how many seasons?
Yes, 7 or something.
7, 8. Friends, how many seasons? 11? 10, 11? How I Met Your Mother, how many seasons? 9?
8 or 9.
8 or 9.
I like this game. Just keep doing this. I like this game. This is fun.
New Girl, how many seasons? 6?
7.
6 or 7.
Keep going.
Mandalorian, how many seasons?
Question mark.
2 so far.
Yeah. Like,
and how many episodes are there per?
8.
But what are the lengths of the episodes? 30 minutes to 40?
30 to 40.
30 to 40. Shorter stuff, keeping the attention span of the audience.
So what you're saying is you would rather have, instead of this 16 episodes Bad Batch did, you would have rather it have been cut in half and been 8, but all 8 be bangers.
They literally could have taken these 16, cut them into 8, made the episodes longer.
Like the first?
Yeah, like the first, and I think that I would have enjoyed it more. It would have given us more content to talk about. Yeah, it wouldn't have given us the longevity, but
yeah,
still nothing happened.
What I'd like to do...
tell me, anybody, tell me. If you are a listener of this show and you appreciate us, you appreciate Star Wars, what was the point of this first season?
Yeah. And I feel like this part 2, their big revelation or big thing that happened already was told to you in part 1 if you had half a brain and you paid attention.
Yeah.
The whole thing that, like, they said it so dramatically, like, she was here before us. She's actually older. Like, we figured that out.
We got that.
She's like, I was here when you were created. Like, we got that. Like, you're not breaking glass, and we're seeing something new.
I told you, I was so shocked that it seemed like that was the pinnacle of this episode. I'm really surprised that, like, Dora the Explorer didn't come out and explain it to you and break the fourth wall. Like, how stupid do they think we are? And the other thing is
AZ.
Oh, what? AZ thing?
The whole...
Oh, my... Don't get me started on AZ.
Like, the one... Like, first of all, the only emotional reaction that it was able to pull out of anybody was because of a droid that we've seen a total of 10 minutes of screen time with.
Did that get you a little emotional?
When I thought that the droid, like, sacrificed itself and, like, only wanted to fulfill its mission and save Omega... I was like, okay, well, at least there's some type of, like, emotional reaction drawn out. And then the stupid Crosshair just saves the dumb droid and saves Omega.
Yeah.
Like okay.
Yeah.
Not even a redemption moment for him, really. Maybe a slight...
It's not even a redemption because we established that he's like this because this is him. It's not even because of his chip. He didn't even need a redemption. He's just a douchebag. Like, that's it. There's no redemption. He's
just a genuinely bad guy.
Dude's a dick. That's it. Like, that's it. There's no other explanation. So, no redemption needed. Mm-hmm. And this was something that bothered me, too. Why did we get the exact same scenes that we got in the episode before? Yeah. Let me paint you a picture if you're not following me. The episode starts. They get to Camino. This episode starts, we're at Camino. Everybody's gone. Next episode, everybody's gone. We literally have the Empire telling them we've gotten everybody off Camino except the scientist. Fast forward to part number 2. We have the stupid end cut scene where Namaste, not really, Namasu gets to wherever it is she is.
Also, Orn Frita is not the right person, but it's another person. Orn Frita was the one that got killed.
Oh, okay. Anyway. She gets to where they're going, and we have the dialogue of
same scientist,
a new scientist, but same thing. Like, hey, we have a scientist. The Empire has hopes for you. Like, we get it. We saw that the last episode.
Yeah, like we saw the whole scene where like we have use for a scientist, but not a politician.
Yeah, and then why did we continue for 20 minutes to get useless banter between Hunter and Crosshair? You're a bad leader. Yeah, well, you abandoned your brothers. Like, we got that the whole last episode.
The training room. The training room scene is just, hey, remember what we said last time? Let's do that, but, like, draw it out over 20 minutes.
Dude, it drives me crazy. And, I mean, I sincerely hope that I'm bringing light. Like, if you really liked this episode, once again, I'm sincerely happy for you. But I'm hope that I'm showing you that I don't know if it was laziness done on purpose. I don't know if they had a different idea and this was supposed to be one season, and then they're like, you know what? We're actually going to scrap. We're going to scrap one of those other projects that we told everybody about because we didn't give them a release date, so we don't have to do it. And we now have more time and we need to fill it. So how about let's do season 2 of Bad Batch? And then just like, it was the same episode all over again. It really, really was. And once again, nothing happened.
Nothing. See, like the first episode was so good. And things that were happening in that first episode mattered. Yeah. Like, there was some weight and there was some levity to the things that they'd, like, the whole Caleb Doom / Kanan Jarrus scene Like, although it was changed, but like stuff like that mattered, and it had it had
so
continuing
mad
effects
at the end that I actually forgot that he was in the show.
Yeah, like
it doesn't help.
You
but
don't
I'm still
remember
mad.
it because it. Yes, that mattered, but it's never brought back or referenced or anything.
Yeah,
nothing happened from episode 2 all the way through to 16 that actually matters to a story. Like,
that's a great point, and this is something that we talked about last episode. The beginning of this show does such a great job of tying into where it is in the timeline of everything else that's happening in Star Wars, because once again, we know the end of this story. We're in the Skywalker trilogy. Unless Dave Filoni and Favreau actually do some crazy Stargate, Star Trek, Star Wars time travel type stuff and start rewriting Star Wars, we know how this ends. We know what the end of the Skywalker trilogy is. And guess who doesn't have a spot in that story right now? Bad Batch. I don't see how they're majorly written into this story that's been told already.
And I was hoping that would be the case, but in a better way. Like, I was hoping that we were just going to dig into these regular clones and the dismantling of the Republic while the Empire is being built up in this transitional phase of, like, that we've never really gotten a ton of stories in.
It's almost like there's a game where they actually tell that story.
And that's told
really,
so much better.
That's really riveting,
Told
and it's
so
only
much better.
2 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's called Brother versus Brother. Oh, wait. And, you know, I'm not one to be like, oh, the EU this and the EU that. I've done a really, really good job of letting the EU go. But the more new Star Wars we get, I'm sorry, we have so many stories that people are clamoring for.
An animated Bane story.
Dude, forget animated, dude. We need...
No, like, if they're trying to lean into animated and they wanted something, you could do an animated Darth Bane and Xana.
Plagueis. Revan, my God, how many times have you seen Keanu Reeves photoshopped on a picture of freaking Revan? Like, sometimes I just imagine walking down the street and someone's like, "Hey, you're on the left side of the street. If you come to the right, I'll give you $5. No strings attached. I want to see you walk on the right side of the street." And you're like,
going with this.
Huh?
As I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
I'm getting there. So you're walking on the left side of the street. There's a sidewalk. And on the right side, there's somebody saying, "Hey, I'm going to give you $5. Come walk on this side." And you're like, no, I'm good. No, really, no strings attached. I'm a huge fan of the right side. Come walk over here, and I'll give you my money. Nah, I'm not going to do it. That's what's happening with new Star Wars. I don't want to buy Bad Batch stuff. I don't want to invest into the sequel trilogy. Yet you have this giant fan base that says, "Hey, give us more EU stuff." You know, that's where the money is.
We don't want the wild, crazy EU stuff.
No,
we want the
God,
staples.
I sound so crazy right now.
But I know what you're
really
saying.
did.
But
I'm upset.
if we're gonna do that, like, we don't want like the crazy Grandmaster Luke Skywalker insanity that kind of got into.
Yeah, I don't need God Skywalker. That's not what I'm saying.
I like the historical EU stuff that they kind of like Darth Bane, like Darth Plagueis. Like, those are the things that, like, you have fantastic stories with references that you can change.
Old Republic.
Like, do your thing. Like, change it and make it your own and new and pull like you did with Thrawn. Like, we took Thrawn from the EU. Yes, he's not identically the same, but he's the same guy, for lack of better terms. Like, he's Thrawn. Just like a new canon version of him. Do that.
We could have the Old Republic.
I don't think we're going to get Old Republic with High Republic going on now.
Never. We're never going to get it. We're never going to get it. Everybody just needs to let that go. It's never going to happen.
Never going to get it.
Never going to get it. You can't always get what you want. Right? Like, dude, I'm anyway.
Oh God.
I kind of really don't.
I'm going through this beer quick.
I really don't have anything else to say.
What do you think could have fixed it? Like, what do you think they could have done better?
Dude, I told you.
I know.
I told you. To me, it was so bad. The ending was so bad. I don't care to even think about what could fix it.
Yeah, I feel like
that's really sad though.
There was not a cohesive story through the season. It was just them kind of randomly running and avoiding the Empire, and also just trying to earn a living but not told in an interesting way whatsoever.
I really hope that if you have listened this far, you've been a long time listener of the show, like this level of negativity doesn't turn you off, because there's so much of Star Wars that I do enjoy, and I think, once again, I think me and you do a really good job of
everything we do.
Yeah, come on.
Everything we do.
It's A++. No. Everything that we do, I think we really put thought into, and I think that we really try to be subjective. I'm not gonna hide emotions, and I'm not gonna fake positivity for anybody.
This is pretty raw. Like,
yeah, it
we
really
just
is.
watched it hours ago, and I
almost want to put a
seriously-
PBA in front of this episode before we record it and be like, hey, this is super raw. We might be revisiting this,
Like, if you are somebody who thoroughly and truly completely enjoyed Bad Batch,
I really want to hear.
please
Yeah.
contact us.
Yeah.
Come on the show, because
Yeah.
I want to be told why.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm not
100%.
not to berate you and tell you that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I want somebody who did love it to, like, maybe bring to light some of the things that they loved about it, and I can look at it in a different way.
Yeah. How did you? Yeah. I mean, and there's still like I still like Tick.
Tick.
Okay, I still like Tick.
I love Tick. I love Rekka.
And
I love Hunter.
there you go. You like Wrecker. Like,
I love them. Like,
Yeah.
the squad themselves is interesting, and you're starting to get some character development that you like them, but nothing they do matters.
I don't know where we're going. I don't know what a season 2 looks like, and that's a good thing for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like knowing where they're going. Me as a fan, I don't mind spoilers, and I'm not saying I need to be spoiled, but
I want to have an idea of a direction.
I want to have an idea. Like, give me a map. Give me some map quest directions.
What's the name of the handsome clone? What's his name? Commander
Holger. Dang it!
I know.
It's because
you out of nowhere.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Like, I'm hoping he'll be a reoccurring character. I'm hoping that we'll get more young Fennec. I'm hoping that we'll get Cad Bane, just because he's brought back.
How did Boba not show up?
Yeah, that's a possibility for the future.
No, like
how did
how did he not show up? Like,
maybe we'll get some. Maybe in season 2, because we got introduced to the Syndulas. Maybe we'll see Hera's mom's death. Maybe we'll see Cham. Hauser, thank you.
Yeah,
we'll see more Hauser. We'll see more Cham and Hera and whatever her mom's name that she dies, that I never learned her name. But, like, maybe some of that stuff that was a pointless or boring episode. Like, although it was cool and nostalgic, it was cool to see that stuff, it didn't really matter to the Bad Batch's story. They weren't even in that, barely. They were a cameo in their own show for the Syndulla episode. Maybe some of that stuff, if we take a step back, and when this is complete and there is 2, 3, 4, 7, who knows how many seasons, it will make a little more sense, and it was just a setup process, because this is what they're doing with High Republic. They're spending so much dang time world building.
Yeah.
God dang it! The beer is so big.
The problem.
I'm trying to hold it in.
The problem with that is you're dying. I'm hitting wrong buttons. The problem with that is the Bad Batch is living in a world that's already built.
Yeah.
They're living in a world that's already built.
It's not like we don't know what's going on.
We know exactly what's going on, and this is a point that I'm circling back to that I didn't finish earlier. The first 2 episodes do such a great job of tying down exactly where they are, that when you don't revisit that, they start to live in their own world. And if that world isn't exciting, or in this case, very small, because we went where in this season, Justin? We went to Camino, and we went to
Ord Mantell.
Ord Mantell. That's it. So when you start separating yourself from the overall story,
Went to Ryloth.
We went to Ryloth. When you start going to 3 planets, when the overall story of everything else that's happening, and you start disconnecting yourself, and you make it small, if it's not good, it's not good and small.
And they had
for me, and I don't mean to make that sound condescending. It's just, that's a very real explanation. Like, they never revisited where they are in the timeline for where they are in Star Wars.
So many opportunities to tell such amazing stories with the transition of the CT units, the clone troopers being gotten rid of and TK's coming in.
Give me a scene where Palpatine is giving an order to get rid of all the clones.
They basically give you a line, and they're like, "Oh yeah, now these are TK units now. The CT clone troopers like they're out." Like that's it.
That's it.
Like that's the millions and millions of clones that there were. Like that's an awesome story to tell. Like how do the clone troopers go away? Like where are they sending them? We know that we're sending them to like some like all the crap missions, the garbage posts.
The labor mines of Kessel.
They're doing all the worst stuff.
Yeah.
Like tell us some of that stuff. Tell us like the transition and like the clashing of clone troopers and these new TK units coming in. All these possibilities that they have that they like oh yeah, the clone troopers are gone. These are now TKs. So, all right, what's next? Like
I
such
really,
an opportunity that was wasted.
I
Squandered
really need, and maybe because I didn't go on Twitter today, and usually every Friday I go on Star Wars Twitter, and I scroll through. I also do it on Tuesdays because Rule Farm Boy and a couple other people always retweet our episodes. I very much appreciate that from all of you. And
Tony too.
If Tony too. If Tony too has gotten this far in this episode,
Yeah,
Tony,
no, he's probably not enjoying this episode.
No, Tony is not enjoying this episode. Tony probably turned this off.
Would you shut up? This is not your story to tell.
I know, and I got to tell myself that too. I got to tell myself that. But I always enjoy listening to both sides. That's why me and you are very serious when we say if this is and it doesn't have to be the best piece of Star Wars content, but if you really, really enjoyed Bad Batch, I would love to hear an explanation of it because
I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah,
at least in like something like make me excited or happy.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say proven wrong. What I mean by that is I'm not saying that there's a right or a wrong. It's just obviously everybody's different. I myself, and I think you yourself, didn't enjoy it as much as other Star Wars content.
I would love a reason to like not be so down on it.
Yeah, give me something that maybe I didn't notice, or tell me why it's special to you, because none of it was special to me, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at, unfortunately.
Let's crack open our final beer before
we gotta crack. You want to crack open the final one?
Let's finish all three.
Jeebus.
That way. So the third beer that Connor is going to get right now.
Yeah, hang on.
I mentioned it. So this is it's the same Adams Oktoberfest.
Hey.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Look at us.
Who'd have thought?
Not me.
So we're gonna open some. We're tangenting. We're gonna open some Pokemon cards to make me happy because we're both sad right now.
Yeah, we are both sad.
So this is the same Adams Oktoberfest.
This is
price point wise, middle of the road.
Yeah,
the original craft beer.
It is. Yeah, it is the original craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
So much better than Yingling.
So much flavor.
Better. So much better.
Original craft beer, locked and loaded.
There's something going on with my PC.
Oh yeah, it's just turned itself.
Yeah, why is it doing that? Anyway,
wow, this is really good.
This might be better than the first one.
I don't think that, but I think that it holds its own against it.
I'd agree with that.
I think
this is on the sweeter side.
I'm gonna make a new word up. Findability.
Findability. The attainability.
Yes, you can go into
the grabability.
A Walmart, a Target, a Publix, a Winn-Dixie.
That's true.
Let's say Kroger's,
Sam's.
What are other parts of the country?
Sam's has the 32 pack for $28, bro.
I don't think that there is a regular grocery store.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Cantina. What are you having? There
Perfect.
We go. Yeah, perfect.
I don't think there's a grocery store in the nation that you can't get a Sam Adams Oktoberfest when they're in season.
Oh, it's the original craft beer,
and that is a big plus.
It is a big
because
plus.
You can't walk in and you can't find a spot in a store like a standard grocery store. Like you have to go to a liquor store, a beer hole in the wall place that imports stuff.
Yeah,
and finding it anywhere is a huge plus.
Yeah,
especially the price point is only $1 or $2 less than the 6-pack.
This one is really, really good. The crushability of this one, I think that this one also stands a season test, and what I mean by that is I feel like I could drink this year round, whether it's winter, summer. I really like this one.
I feel that way for all Oktoberfests, period.
See, I don't feel that way for all October, especially not that Yingling one.
But this Spaten, like, this is not like a seasonal thing in a German place. Like, you can get this anything because it's a Marzen when you like get down to it, the type of beer.
7 out of 10 Mandos.
I agree. 7 is perfect.
7 is perfect. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
I could even go to an 8, honestly.
I think I almost could go to an 8, but I do think the first one is better. So I'm gonna keep.
If we did it, like, it would be like a 6, 7, 9/10.
Yeah. If we had a kid Mando who was allowed to drink in the culvert, because I assume
what I didn't look at is keep talking.
Oh, if we had the little half Mando, like a kid Mando that was allowed to drink, I would say that he would be the split point. You're looking at the ABVs,
yes,
or
I never looked at the percentages of these.
5.3 for the Sam Adams.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Yingling. I don't see it anywhere on the bottle.
The 5.3 is what might help the Sam Adams be a little sweeter too.
Yeah, that alcohol flavor, and then the Spaten is 5.9. So 5.9, 5.3, and then I'm assuming Yingling's got to be the lowest because it is not printed on their bottle anywhere.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Bad Batch, episode 1, Aftermath, absolute banger. 10 out of 10. Loved
It was
it.
named after the books, which are awesome.
Another story that could be put in animated, live action, whatever, and it would have been better. Cut and Run. It was all right.
Oh, so we're gonna score
we're going
each
through
one?
them. Yeah, we're going through them.
Okay.
Cut and Run. It was okay. They visit an old contact. We go to the farm.
It was
okay.
whatever.
6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind seeing Cut again. Replacements. They
Don't even remember what that is about.
they get stuck on that moon.
Pointless.
Yeah, exactly. Concerned. The Bad Batch supply run goes wrong. This is
One
their
of the most.
It was
filler
horrible.
episodes ever.
It was super bad.
I think this is when
yeah.
I upset some people in our Discord because I was negative on this.
This is when you really
is-
started getting bad. Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm negative. I just don't. I don't fake it if I don't like something.
What's the phrase you always say that even though it's your child, you have to admit it's ugly? Is that what you always say?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we love Star Wars, but not all Star Wars is freaking rainbows and kittens. Like some of it is not very good.
If you're not willing to see it and admit it, then like you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah. And you also, 100%. Episode 5, Rampage. This is where they strike a deal. They take up the mission. They have to go get the slave, and they fight the baby Rancor.
It was the Rancor. It had some cool action scenes.
I liked Wrecker fighting the Rancor.
Wearing
7 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it a 7. That's a little
Maybe a little high.
Airing on the high side a little bit.
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 again. Then we had
go downhill quick.
Decommissioned. On a mission. This is when they run into the
This
Martez sisters.
And I surprisingly liked the Martez sisters.
Surprisingly good.
Yes.
Surprisingly good.
See, I kind of want to rewatch everything now because I can binge in
The whole
completion
thing.
and see if it hits me a little different.
Yes, you're not wrong. I would also like to binge it. But as I'm going through
It's hard
these...
to dedicate that much time when I'm that down on it.
Well, and that's the thing. When I know how it ends, it's kind of like...
It's hard to, call it a rough 8 hours of content to, binge. It's all not...
Yeah, it is a rough 8 hours. Yeah, it's
Technically a little more since the first episode is an hour plus.
Yeah. Battle Scar. As they travel to a decommissioned medical facility, the
This
Bad
is
Batch
our Rex
encounters.
reveal. This is where we got Rex.
Is it okay? Yeah,
And then
yeah.
they go to
Episode
the-
7. Yeah. Rex really bumps it up, but still not a lot. This episode, it's like a...
This is where we got to see the chips come out. Rex was there. We got a glimmer of Rex working, operating, starting the rebellion in its fledgling version of it, where they're all still.
Battle Scar. Or it was Battle Scars was one of the better episodes.
We go to the Jedi Cruiser.
8 out of 10.
I give that an 8. Yeah.
8 out of 10. Reunion. This is when they're still on that planet and Crosshair comes and they fight the Empire.
He gets his face torched off.
He gets his face torched off. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that was down.
It was a little bit down. The next episode, The Bounty Lost. This is when they actually are going after Cad Bane because he has Omega. And see, I think that this was a really good turning point in the show.
This is where I was getting excited.
This is where I was also getting excited. I felt very Mandalorian-esque. I was hoping for more of this chasing after Omega, just like how the child gets taken.
Is this the episode with the Fennec and Cad fight, or is that the next one?
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
no, it's this
that
one.
episode was
10 out of 10.
Was great.
It's fire episode. And then we go from an amazing 10 right to a 1. Literally a 1 out of 10 with Common Ground. This is when they teach that child gambling is okay, and we should Rain Man all of our children and go to Vegas. Disney, that's okay.
That episode was
You can't have political views at Disney, but you can teach your kids to gamble.
This was literally coming out at the exact same moment that you couldn't call Boba Fett's ship Slave One.
Yes.
Like
Still can. It's Boba Fett's ship, dude. How dare you?
Boba Fett's starship.
Boba Fett's starship.
But child labor and gambling is fine.
Completely good. We're going to pay off debt with that. Devil's Den, same thing.
Another pointless one.
Also pointless. Well, no, that was the introduction to that was the introduction with my goodness, Kid Hera. So we got some feels from that episode.
Oh, okay.
That was the introduction.
Oh, that was where
with
they're in
Hera.
the walker.
Yeah. No, that was the episode before. That's Common Ground.
Oh, okay.
That's the pointless one.
See,
1 out of 10.
I should probably rewatch them as a whole.
Well,
but-
remember, I'm also looking at these.
Yeah.
You're not looking at these like I am. Devil's Den, as the seeds of the rebellion form it on an outer rim in the outer world, the Empire schemes to squash it, which is, of course, we get the introduction of Hera and her parents again.
So this was
The first episode, Ryloth episode.
So these 2 Ryloth episodes are just pure nostalgia from Rebels.
Yep,
Not
that's
even
it.
about Bad Batch.
Not even a little bit.
whatsoever. Which
No.
I mean is fine.
It is fine.
Like in a window, like in its own thing, like that's cool. Like
Yeah.
if you can use this Bad Batch as a vehicle to have some cool stories about that,
Yeah.
totally fine with it. If the others were all great.
If the others were all great. And then
Yeah.
we have the part 2, which is Rescue on Ryloth, which was definitely a better one. We had a lot of Hauser in that episode. We had a lot of Hera. I would say 7
that a 7.
7 out of
Yeah.
10 again. Man, we're giving some high episodes and we just talk crap about this.
But
we're going to have to do
the problem is
we're gonna
that
have
there's
to do the
nothing-
medium.
There's like nothing. Like these are like some cool moments that we like, but like for the
Yeah.
as a whole, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like-
Hopefully it does more for the story later. We'll find out. Episode 13, Infested. Absolute garbage. Don't even know why we got that. We had the opportunity to set up with the whole Solo thing, and none of that happened. Really, really weird episode. War Mantle. Great episode. War Mantle is when we get the distress call from Rex, and they go to that Imperial facility. We get all of the what?
The burp.
The burp.
This is
We get all the sneaking around, and we get the OG Star Wars music.
See, you're talking up these episodes now. I'm like, are we wrong?
Well, no, because we're about to. Once again, War Mantle, 8 out of 10. It was fantastic. Return to Camino, 5 out of 10.
Yes, that was done good.
Camino Lost doesn't even rank, 0 out of 10. It literally does not rank, 0 out of 10. I'm sorry.
So, I wish I would have written these down. I would have just figured out the average of what we gave everything.
I'm gonna help you out right now. So, we gave the first episode 10 out of 10, right? We got a 10. Second episode, Cut and Run. We said 7?
I give that a 5 or 6. Like,
Okay,
there's really not much.
I'll
that
go
happened.
6. I'll go 6. Episode 3, Replacements.
Nothing. Like
2.
yeah.
2. Then we have Concerned. I don't know.
I can't remember what we
A
gave
1. I think we gave it a 1 or a 2. I'll go 1. Rampage. Rampage was pretty good. Once again, that's the little Rancor episode. 5.
That was a fun episode.
5, 6.
Yeah.
What do you
I'll
say?
give it
5 or
6.
6? 6. Okay, we'll go 6. Battle Scars. No, Decommissioned. That was the Martez one.
Surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. What? 6?
7.
7. Okay, we'll go 7. Then we have Reunion. That was Crosshair gets Battle Scars. That's when we first meet Rex and they go to the Jedi one.
I was so hype after that episode.
I was pretty hyped too. 8.
Yeah.
8. Okay. Of course, my calculator just crapped on me. Okay, so 10. 1. No. 10.
It was riveting audio.
Yeah, I know. 10. 10 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1 plus 6 plus decommissioned. What did we say from our test scissors? A 7?
7.
Okay,
Yeah.
plus 7. Then we have reunion where they fight Crosshair for the first time again and he gets torched.
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
Okay, plus 6. Then we have Bounty Lost. That was the Finnick and
That was a great episode.
it was
Let's do
10.
That. Yeah, that was a great episode.
9.
Yeah, it wasn't
as
perfect.
good as the first one. Then we have Common Ground, which is where they did the walker. That's a 1.
Yeah.
Literally a 1.
Then nostalgia episode.
Devil's Deal, that was when we first get reintroduced to Syndulas. I don't know.
All the nostalgia.
5.
Let's do that at 6.
6. And then we have the second Ryloth episode where they rescue them.
That was a better one.
It was better.
bump
See,
it
and that's
up.
why I say that was a 6 and the other one's more like a 5.
Okay, let's do that then. Just
Okay.
Put a 5 for this. It's the same reverse.
Yeah. War Mantle, this is when they go to... No, they go to... Oh, no, sorry. Infested. Absolute garbage. 1.
Yeah.
1. Then they go to War Mantle. That is when they get the transmission from Rex and they go to the facility. I really enjoyed that episode. I say 7.
Okay.
And then we have Return to Camino, which is part 1. 4. And then we have a
1.
0.
0. I'm fine with 0.
Yeah, 0 for Camino
Because it
Lost.
didn't matter.
17 divided.
Should be 16.
Yeah,
16 episodes.
70 is our total. We're going to divide that by 16. We got a 4.3. I literally said 4 out of 10 earlier,
Yeah.
did I not? I literally said 4 out of 10. And when we did the math, we got a 4 out of 10.
And we were generous with some 9s and 10s.
We were
Yeah.
generous with some 9s and 10s. But there were so many episodes that were... I'm sorry, Camino Lost, 0. Like literally a 0.
It was a very pointless
If I
episode.
could give a no star rating, that's what that episode would be.
I like we single-handedly just piss off every listener.
We
and,
really did. I'm
just,
sorry, guys.
Grenaded our own show.
We did. Listen, look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Who'd have thought?
Not me.
No way.
You know what? If you would have asked me 3 months ago, how do you think Bad Batch is going to be? I was like, oh, it's going to be great. I'm sorry. Season 1 was, it was not great for me. Not great.
Nope.
Not great.
Well,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our podcast. We've done destroyed everything.
I'm sorry, guys. Like, we're never going to not be ourselves. And please don't let this deter you.
We promise to have a upbeat episode next week.
We'll revisit it. This is our promise to you. We will revisit it. It might be after season 2, but we'll revisit it. Right?
For sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I
You
already
pushed
pushed them out. I was like,
already pushed away the
I'm
mic.
out.
I'm out.
see ya.